It's an interesting question. I think if Mahanand Naik was released, I'd probably be checking outside my windows every day a little bit extra carefully to make sure he's not following me around. But I also think that it would be an interesting point of discussion to kind of contemplate whether a Mahanand Naik, who allegedly killed 16 people but definitely got convicted of two killings, why should he be allowed out after 14 or 15 years, while there are some killers who are given either rarest of the rare, which is a capital punishment, or life meaning life, and they are never released. So I feel like the decision on sentences is often very much in the subjective hands of a judge. There's no real kind of logical constant between the sentences that are given to these murderers, essentially. I don't think that it gives the wrong impression to the youth if they are watching. I feel like actually what it does is it shows that the Goan police were actually thoroughly professional and like an efficient and decent bunch of people. And I think that what the documentary shows largely is that people are good, right? Normal, everyday, average people are good. And when you throw someone who is systematically doing bad amongst these people, it causes absolute havoc and misery and tragedy when other people are just trying to get on and do their lives. And we have people like Chetan Patil, the officer in charge, who is there to help the community, who is there to help society in putting these people behind bars, which he did a very good job of. So I think the kind of takeaways of the film would be a healthy debate as to the rehabilitative potential of prison. And I believe that prison is about rehabilitation, not necessarily just punishment. As one of the lawyers in this case said, it's like a hospital for criminals. However, there are people who have kind of like a pathological desire to commit crime and commit murders. And a person like Mahanand is that person. So we have to question whether a serial killer or somebody as sadistic and vicious as Mahanand can actually be reformed by the penal system. And if not, how to sentence them. And although this is only an hour-long documentary, so we haven't been able to cover too much in detail, I would say that it's the beginning of that conversation. It's like, can this man be rehabilitated? Should he be allowed out after 14 or 15 years, after he's served a life sentence? The other things that I think the documentary looks into is, as I said, this kind of these women who are beyond a marriageable age, who are kind of considered less valuable by the communities and the society at large that they live within. And they're kind of like forgotten women, and they are made particularly vulnerable to people like Mahanand, who promise this bright future, who says, I don't mind if you're beyond marriageable age, etc. They're made vulnerable. And so they are more susceptible to someone like Mahanand, who is just very good at lying and charming, and then, of course, getting you into a vulnerable position and killing you. I think Charles Sobhraj, he's kind of one of these celebrity serial killers. I feel like Sobhraj, if I remember correctly, he would drug people and then kill them. And he would also, there were instances where he actually kind of tortured people in a more brutal way. And I don't think Sobhraj was doing it necessarily. I think he was doing it for money, wasn't he? He was stealing. So similarly, yes, I think Mahanand, at least 50% of the reason he was doing his crimes was for money, for financial gain. So, but otherwise their MO was very different. They're very different personalities, I think. I think the message I would want to give to the audience is just to kind of, as always, just kind of start conversations, look at the themes and the issues which are brought up by the film and discuss them, think about them. I also always with these kind of stories want to respect the people, the victims, and make sure that the people who are really affected by what this man did are not forgotten and are paid tribute to. The other thing I would say is that there's a tendency for serial killers to be put on a pedestal, that they're some kind of mad, evil geniuses, but they're not. They're just kind of pathetic, malfunctioning human beings who, you know.
So watching the video. If you like it, please press the like button, share your views in the comment section, And please subscribe to India News TV for more such updates.